everybody, it's Lisa from the Silver Farmhouse. Let me show you how you can make a cute primitive bonnet. So I found these shower caps in Home Goods. They were cheap, like $4.99. Listen, I coffee stained this up using coffee mixture that I love to use. A heaping half cup of instant coffee to a cup of hot water. Mix it up, put it in a spray bottle, and just spray your entire hat. And then give it a dry with a hair dryer or leave it out to dry. Now we need to make a brim for this hat. I just took a piece of cardstock, 8.5 by 11, folded it in half. Once you folded it in half, you are going to make a 6-inch mark. You make your 6-inch mark, and then on the other side, you make a 3-inch mark right there, and draw a line which creates like a little bit of an oval shape. You're going to cut it out. Doesn't matter what color cardstock you used. This is going to be the brim of our bonnet. Now you pick your fabric you want to use. I used a black and tan homespun check fabric. You just need the fabric to be able to cover your brim piece and have a little bit of overlap. You don't want it right at the edge. You're going to take some Mod Podge. I am using matte finish. I'm going to give this a good coat of Mod Podge, and then we're going to fold the fabric on top of it. We're going to press it down, and we're going to give the fabric a coat of Mod Podge now. Give it a nice good coat and make sure that Mod Podge gets into the fabric. Once this is done, we're going to hit it with a hairdryer, and we're going to dry this side up a little bit. Then we're going to repeat this step for the next side. Now we're almost done drying up both sides of our brim. This probably is the biggest part, the part that takes the longest. After this, everything should go very smoothly. So I'm almost drying this up, and you can kind of see, I'm going to work with this a little damp, but by all means, you guys can dry it up fully, but I didn't want to spend too much time drying the brim up. So once you have the brim dried, we are going to trim it. Now, it's very hard to trim it while it's wet, so bear with me here. But we're going to trim it right at the edge, as close to the edge as we could get, just to clean up the brim. This is our brim, all trimmed up. Now, you're going to get your shower cap. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to give it a little bit more of a trim. I missed some. But we are going to stick this inside the shower cap and create our brim. So I'm going to take my shower cap. I'm going to put a wooden spoon in there to help hold it open. And then I'm going to get my brim right inside the shower cap here. Now I'm going to tell you, we are going to hot glue this. But for right now, I'm going to get my stapler. And I'm going to put a staple on each end of the brim. Hot glue, it just didn't want to stick to this wet brim. So I'm going to add a staple. One here. And one on the other side. Leave yourself about a little inch gap from where your staple is on the bottom, because we need to put a piece of ribbon in there. So you should kind of be able to still stick your finger in there on the side underneath the staple. Add some hot glue to the rest of your brim. It may have a hard time sticking, but once it's dry, it'll be okay. But I'm still going to put my hot glue in there, and I'm going to press my brim up into my hat. Finagle it. Now I'm going to take some ribbon strips. These are just 1-inch homespun fabric strips. I'm going to coffee stain them up with the coffee mixture that I used for my hat. Give them a quick spray. We'll give them a little bit of a dry up with a hair dryer. These are going to go on each side of our brim and hang down like the tie of the hat. I chose to use the same fabric, but you can choose whatever you want. I get my homespun fabric in Hobby Lobby, but you can also get it off of Amazon. Check your local Walmart too, because they may have it. My favorite is this little black and tan check here that I use, but it does come in so many colors. There's a burgundy and cream tan check too, and they also make bigger check ones. So I'm just drying this up with my hair dryer real quick. And now what we're going to do is we're going to add our ribbons into the side of our hat. Now I said to leave yourself a little like 1 inch space before you put the staple there. But first, let me show you how we cut the bottom of the hat. So there is an elastic in this hat. I took at the very bottom here, just took a pair of scissors and snipped it, because I want to pull this hat down and make it look like the back part that hangs off the back of their head. So you just snip that little piece of elastic that is in the bottom of your shower curtain, and you can pull that hat down and it won't be all crunched up anymore. It'll look like a nice piece of hanging fabric. Now we're going to take our ribbon strips and we are going to attach them right in between the hat and the brim. I add a little bit of hot glue and I'm going to attach it. Now, I suggest you set this to dry for 24 hours on a set of cans or something so that your brim doesn't get all smushed laying on the ground. So my suggestion, set it on some cans, let it dry. And you don't have to worry about that elastic strip coming undone at the top of your hat because you have 2 staples on each side of your brim. So that's going to hold your elastic still crunched at the top. And guys, this is what it comes out like. How amazing is this? You can put it on a candlestick. I also put one on a cutting board. And what I did is I took a piece of rusty wire. I actually took a nail and I punched a little hole in the brim all the way inside the hat. And then I put a little piece of rusty wire through it and made a hook so that I could hook this onto a cutting board. I took a cutting board and I screwed a hook on it because I wanted one to hang off a cutting board on a hook. And I hung it by my front door. So just get yourself a cutting board if you want and get a hook. This is a big hook, but you need a piece of wire in there for that to hang on or it's going to want to fall off. It just wouldn't hang right. So I just take my little wire hoop that I made on the inside of the brim and I hook it onto my hook and it hangs on this cutting board so pretty. But guys, use a candlestick, a cutting board, just hang it on a nail, whatever you want to do. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this short tutorial and for following the Silver Farmhouse.